to do a little grocery shopping today, so I thought I'd bring you guys along and we'll look at some vegetables and we'll talk about some nutritional value once I get them home and we get them all prepped for the week. Okay, so we're inside the store. I just want to give you a shot of the produce area. From all certified organic produce. You can see there's going to be a lot to choose from today. Well, we're back from the store and I've prepped all the veggies to put them away. I usually wash everything with this veggie wash, or you can dip them in the sink with soapy water and then just rinse it off. But I do that so that I have them all ready to go. I'm not going to trim any of the ends off or anything until I go to use them, but this way at least they're already washed and they're ready to be used. I don't have to do that when I first bring them home. So I kind of want to just go through some of the nutritional value associated with the root vegetables and these specific cabbages. Right now, this time of year, this grouping is very plentiful. These are more winter type of vegetables and they're easier to get. And I've been cooking a lot with the root vegetables and doing a lot of recipes and videos and have been posting those, and I'll be doing some more. But just to kind of go through and let's talk about some of the nutritional value with these. I'm actually going to start with, I believe, oh gosh, let's see. Let's start with the Rutabaga. Now, up until recently, I had never really thought much about the Rutabaga. Had never cooked with one and just decided to get experimental and try cooking with them. And actually, they're quite amazing. There's a couple of different varieties, but typically they'll look like this, which can be confused with the turnip. The turnip, I'm going to show you the turnip here. The turnip is a little whiter here, but has the red. The Rutabaga has the red and it's a little more yellow. Sometimes you'll find the Rutabaga that'll be a little bit more golden. But anyway, this is Rutabaga. Very, very high in protein. There's 4 grams of protein. It has 9 grams of fiber, lots of vitamin C, and lots of vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin C. As I mentioned, excellent source of potassium, magnesium. Also has calcium in it. A small amount of selenium, but very, very good for overall energy and bone health. So a lot of different ways you can use these. I've been roasting them. I also roasted and then used them in my vegetable soup. I've grated them up and used them in a roasty, kind of taking the place of potatoes, even made mashed potatoes basically with them, or mashed rutabaga. But you're going to have to add some sweetener, some maple syrup or some honey to it to sweeten them up a little bit, because they'll be a little bit more bitter than what you're used to from a mashed potato. But if you do any roasting or sauteing with them, you're definitely not going to notice much difference. Next, I want to move to the celery root. Celery roots are not the most pretty vegetable, but they are actually, again, very high in a lot of the vitamins, vitamin C and vitamin K. They also have 2.3 grams of protein and have 2.8 grams of fiber and very low in the carb. In fact, they're not really as starchy as a lot of other vegetables, so they don't affect the glycemic index. In fact, most of these root vegetables are fairly low from a starchy standpoint. The celery root is great in salads. Cube it up and use it as one of the veggies if you're making a roast beef. You can also just roast it with other vegetables. You can grate it up and place it with the rutabaga and potatoes and other vegetables and make like a roasty. Celery root actually supports the blood and bone health as well, and also promotes gut health and helps repair cell damage. So some really good things going on with the celery root. Then we have the, let's move on to, let's talk about the turnips. Here we have just basically the standard turnip. There's also what we call a scarlet turnip. They both basically tasted the same. I just had used these to give a try in a scalloped and fennel bake, and really couldn't tell that much difference. But this is your typical turnip. This is the scarlet turnip. Turnips also are really good in the B vitamins, the C, the A, the E, the K. They have protein, they're high in iron, magnesium, potassium, folate, a lot of good nutritional value here. And along with the celery root and the rutabaga, they have a lot of the same kind of properties from a health and protection standpoint. Helping with inflammation and having a lot of other natural health benefits associated with them. Let's talk about the red cabbage. You may have used red cabbage before making a slaw, which is great for slaw. I also like to grate it up and saute it with other vegetables and then serve it with scallops or just as a side dish with any specific meal. I also like to braise it. I just recently fixed it in my Instapot. Very, very quick braised red cabbage. Looking forward to using it and adding some tart cherries to it, which was suggested by a really good friend of mine. So I'm going to try that and see how that turns out. But red cabbage, just like all the others, is very high in all of the same vitamins, as well as has very high in flavonoids. Its antioxidant properties, also has cancer preventing properties. So it's a good high nutritional value. Not real expensive either, and have a lot of variety. So don't just think of it in terms of cooking, making the slaw or braised cabbage, but try it in a lot of other different recipes. It's good just in a salad, but I also like to saute it and with other vegetables like a fennel. Take the fennel, one of our very favorite vegetables. Again, fennel is very high in protein, fiber, calcium, all the vitamins, vitamin C, B6, zinc, copper, vitamin E and K. It also is high in lutein, which is very good for the eyes, and high in selenium and copper. So a lot of good nutrients in fennel. As I mentioned, I did a fennel and turnip scallop bake. That is absolutely fantastic, and I will be doing a cooking video using the turnip and the fennel and doing that scallop bake. And you can also just use fennel by itself. We will just slice it up, make a salad out of it, put it in a salad. It's very good paired with grapefruit or even oranges to make a nice refreshing citrus salad for the summer. I sauteed it up with the red cabbage to make a nice side dish to serve with scallops or any other kind of fish. It has a very nice, mild, almost anise type of a taste to it. But fennel, you can even just do fennel by itself. You can roast it. You can do au gratin fennel. So a lot of good ways of fixing fennel and still getting a lot of the nutritional values out of it. Okay, the Daikon radish, and there's several different varieties of Daikon radish. This is one of the, and sometimes one of them, sometimes you'll see a long white tube that is called a Daikon radish. So there's just a couple of different varieties, but they're basically the same. Very, very nice taste. It has super, super health benefits with it. Again, all the vitamins and the magnesium and the calcium, but it's a very, very powerful antioxidant and has a lot of cancer prevention capabilities with it as well. So it's been touted as a very, very beneficial immune support and cancer fighting capabilities within the Daikon radish. Still in the radish family, we have a watermelon radish. On the outside, it's green and white, but you cut it open and it has the green rim, but it's red inside and looks like a watermelon. Has a very, very nice taste as well. Not quite as spicy as what regular radishes can be, but it's very colorful, very mild taste, and very high in all of the vitamins, vitamin A, C, and B, calcium, iron, also high in fiber. All of these root vegetables are very, for the most part, are very high in all the vitamin A, C, B6, and K, and do contain some fiber. This one also, as I mentioned, has iron in it. It has antiviral capabilities. It's an antioxidant, helps regulate blood sugar. It also contains coenzyme Q10, which is touted for heart health. It can help lower blood pressure and help regulate brain and nerve function. Along the same radish lines, we have the black radish. You may not have ever seen one of these. I hadn't. So we picked one up a while back and tried it. Again, a really, really nice flavor, a little bit spicy, but not bad. You cut this one open and it actually is the same color inside. The black radish in traditional Chinese medicine has been used to treat liver and gallbladder issues. It's also touted to help dissolve gallstones. So there's some good reasons if you have gallbladder issues. Can help reduce cholesterol, boost digestion, and also boost your immune system. It's high in potassium and all of the vitamins and fiber that we've been talking about so far. So there's kind of the radish family, the turnips, the celery root, the rutabaga, the fennel. Let's talk about green cabbage. Green cabbage, unlike iceberg lettuce that really doesn't have much nutritional value, the green cabbage does have a lot of nutritional value. It has the same vitamin K and C, folate, it has fiber, calcium, potassium. It helps fight inflammation, it's good for digestion, it's good for your heart health, and will help lower blood pressure. So, and a gram of protein in this. So good reasons to buy the cabbage, whether you want to make corned beef and cabbage, which is coming up soon. St. Patty's Day, where we'll be making corned beef and cabbage, and maybe you actually just will saute and do cooked cabbage, which is phenomenal. There's a great French cabbage soup that I've made that is awesome. You can make coleslaw. It's typically, you'll see it made coleslaw. You can also use the leaves as I'm going to tonight, and we're going to basically do kind of a taco in lettuce cups, but not lettuce cups, we're going to use the cabbage leaves for that. So that's another way to use these. Instead of using lettuce wraps, you can use the cabbage leaf for that. Bok choy, baby bok choy. I love baby bok choy. I found it in a package at Natural Grocers a while back, and it was just the leaves, and I have fallen in love with it. Makes a great salad. Also use it like you would lettuce. Take the leaves off and use it like you would lettuce in on a sandwich, or if you even wanted to make kind of a little lettuce cup out of it. You can chop it all, use the whole thing and put it in a salad. I also put it in soup. I put it in when I roast vegetables. I will cut it up and use it that way as well. Bok choy, again, very, very healthy. It has protein, it has fiber, vitamin C, K, and B6. It fights inflammation, and will help reduce the risk of heart disease. It has cancer-fighting compounds and also is said to have calcium in it as well. So another good nutritious vegetable to try if you haven't tried it. It's used a lot in Chinese food, but it's not just relegated to Chinese food. So I hope you will actually try this. Let's talk about beta-carotene rich foods. We know we have the carrots, which are root vegetables too. Carrots are very high in beta-carotene, but so is the sweet potato. A lot of uses for sweet potato. Obviously, we can bake them. If you're like me, you love sweet potato. I can eat it probably every day for a week and not get tired of it. But I can also grate it and use it in a lot of different vegetables, cut it up, roast it. I've even put it in my homemade vegetable soup along with the other root vegetables. Sweet potato being high in antioxidants, given the golden color, also has a lot of other good nutritional capabilities with it. It's the beta carotene. It's good for gut health and inflammation. Again, cancer fighting, heart healthy. It's good for your vision, helps support your immune system. And that kind of goes along with the golden beet. You may have eaten the red beets, but there's also a golden beet. Basically tastes the same. I don't notice too much difference between the two. Only the golden beet doesn't stain my hands when I cut them up like the red beet will. But you use them basically the same way. You can have just the beets, you can roast them, you can have them in salad and serve them with goat cheese. You can also just cook them if you want to put them in a pot with some water like you would normal with beets and cook them. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with the beets. You can grate them, put them in salads, eat them raw. Like I said, roast them up with all the other vegetables or roast them up alone. So like the carrot and the sweet potato, high in beta carotene, all those same properties go along with it. So we talked about the bok choy, the fennel, the cabbage. I think we're down to talking about collards. Now, you may have had collards just cooked with bacon, kind of the southern soul food, and they're very good that way, but we also like to use them as a wrap, and we'll steam them. I'll cut out this main vein. We'll steam them and we'll use them as a wrap if we're making one of the videos where I used the Swiss chard, where we made kind of a Mediterranean stuffed Swiss chard leaf, and you can use the mustard green for that. You can also kind of roll them up and julienne them and put them in salads. Very, very good that way. You can add them to soups and to stews. Have a lot of good nutritional value as well. Looking at my notes real quick to see what specifically with the collard greens. It's actually considered a superfood. So that, I think, basically says it all. It's high in iron, magnesium, fiber. It can help lower cancer risk, improve your heart health, and promote eye health. So there you have it, and it brings us down to the onion. I think we're all very familiar with the onion, but I don't know if you ever thought in terms of the nutritional value with onions. They are an excellent anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial, help control blood sugar. They have cancer-fighting properties. As I said, antiviral and antibacterial. An old traditional homeopathic use for onion as well as garlic is to slice them if you've got some type of virus infection, respiratory infection. I actually used this a while back when I had an upper respiratory infection, and it actually did help. You're going to think I'm nuts. You're going to say there's no way I'm going to do that. But if you slice it and place it next to the bed at night, the oxidation that is put off by the onion. Breathing that in, as I said, has the antibacterial and antiviral capabilities. You can also slice it really thin, put it in a sock, and put it on at night when you go to bed. It's going to be on the bottom of your foot. Again, your body is then taking in all of those antiviral and antibacterial properties. You're going to think I'm nuts, but it does work. But onion, we all use them, but like I said, you may not have thought about the nutritional value in the onion. We may have just thought of it from a flavor standpoint. So there you have it. That's kind of my collection of vegetables that I'm going to be using this week and have been using a lot lately. Hope I've given you some ideas of how to use them. Stay tuned for more cooking videos. I have several already out on my YouTube channel as well as on my website, www.naturallifeapothecary.com, where you can go back and view the videos, and the recipes will be posted as well. I'm also starting a blog where I'll be talking about all kinds of different health things, from cooking to essential oils to an organic lifestyle and using organic products on your body, since your skin is the largest organ. So I hope that you'll take a look at the videos. You'll follow me on my Facebook, Susan's Gluten-Free Kitchen. Follow my YouTube video, follow me on Instagram, and also follow my website. I'll look forward to seeing you on some future videos. So, bon appetito.